What's good, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Daily Bible Readings with Onk. The title of today's reading will be Remember God's Salvation. Let's get into it. We'll be reading from Nehemiah chapter 9, verses 2 through 3, 6 through 17, and 32. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers, and stood and confessed their sins, and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood up in their place, and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God 1/4 part of the day, and another fourth part they confessed, and worshipped the Lord their God. Thou, even thou, art Lord alone. Thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all, and the host of heaven worshippeth thee. Thou art the Lord the God, who did choose Abram, and broughtest him forth out of Ur of the Chaldees, and gavest him the name of Abraham, and foundest his heart faithful before thee, and madest a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites, and the Girgashites, to give it, I say, to his seed, and hast performed thy words, for thou art righteous. And didst see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heardest their cry by the Red Sea, and showed signs and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all his servants, and on all the people of his land. For thou knewest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name, as it is this day. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land. And their persecutors thou threwest into the deeps, as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go. Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments, and true laws, good statutes, and commandments, and madest known unto them thy holy Sabbath, and commandest them precepts, statutes, and laws, by the hand of Moses thy servant, and gavest them bread from heaven for their hunger, and broughtest forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst, and promised them that they should go in to possess the land which thou hast sworn to give them. But they and our fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and hearkened not to thy commandments, and refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsookest them not. Now therefore, our God, the great, the mighty, and the terrible God, who keepeth covenant and mercy, let not all the trouble seem little before thee, that hath come upon us, on our kings, on our princes, and on our priests, and on our prophets, and on our fathers, and on all thy people, since the time of the kings of Assyria unto this day. In this passage, the Israelites separate themselves from foreigners, confess their sins and the sins of their ancestors, and spend time reading from the book of the law and worshiping God. They acknowledge God's greatness as creator and sustainer, recalling how he chose Abraham, delivered Israel from Egypt, and gave them the law at Mount Sinai. Despite God's goodness, the people repeatedly rebelled, yet God remained compassionate and forgiving. In verse 32, the prayer appeals to God's mercy, asking him to not ignore their current suffering, recognizing that he is just in all that has happened to them. This passage is part of a communal prayer of confession, recognizing God's faithfulness and Israel's repeated disobedience. If you or anyone else you know is struggling with mental health or depression, give this number a call. No matter what the situation may be, just know you're not alone. And that concludes another edition of Daily Bible Readings with Unc. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.